We started here in 2014 to late 2013 with a handful of people, 4 or 5 people at the very beginning. And now we're past 800 employees, which is more than Hershey ever had in this facility. And our Canadian headcount is over 1,300 people. So we're a big national employer, and I think once retail is rolled out and once all of our construction projects are finished, that number will continue to increase.
From local people here in Smiths Falls, what's their reaction? Are they happy this is going on?
Yeah.
Do you have some people that are not so sure or don't agree?
I think here in Smiths Falls, we're just a good neighbor. Like we're a very integrated part of this community. From a charity perspective, from a giving perspective, but also a transparency perspective. Like we invite people in anytime they want to come and have a look. And we have a visitor center that people can pop by and look at. That all helps with the destigmatization.
So you were born and raised in Smiths Falls?
Yes, I've lived here my entire life. My family's been here for 6 generations.
6 generations now. You'd be a good guy to speak on this about how cannabis has changed this town. What effects do you think it has?
It's had a large effect since we lost a lot of our industry, including the Ontario Hospital and the Hershey plant. It took a lot of disposable income out of our town. Having Tweed come back in and have those jobs come back into this town has now made it so a lot of people can now earn a living that they couldn't earn before.
It has brought a lot of new money into the area. I will say that. I still think it'll be 3 to 5 years before the entire impact is into it. Right now, it's been so economically depressed for so long that it's going to take a while for the full effect to, but you can start to see it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with boosting the economy, but I think there's many different ways of doing that. To me, the problem with cannabis is we have a lot of societal problems as it is with drunk driving and alcoholism without adding cannabis to the equation.
Some of the strains you can smell about 2 blocks away when they're smoking it. That might be the biggest thing that, as a driver, that when they get in, that we need the Febreze, but there are strains that you wouldn't even know that they were smoking it.
Do you think it's a good idea that Smiths Falls has embraced cannabis like it's doing now?
No.
Our economy is dramatically different today than where it was a few years ago, and it's exploding. I mean, we look at demand for real estate now. We look at the people who are moving into our community, and in some ways changing the culture and the outlook. And a lot of younger people who are moving here because of they're working at Tweed, or we're also getting a lot of attention on Smiths Falls. Like, so for years we were the place where people were leaving and people weren't moving to for the most part, other than some retirees.
I think 5 years ago you could have walked around on the street in Smiths Falls and found some balance of yay and nay, but now I think it's overwhelmingly positive for the community. But I think if you look at Smiths Falls as a model, it's a bright future.
I just want you to kind of explain to me how you produce the product, how it's grown, how it's shipped, all those things.
Sure thing. So I mean, it's a multi-stage production process. It starts with these mother plants, and then we take some clippings off of those to basically have a clone of that plant. And then it goes through a series of different rooms where there's lighting and temperature controls. And that whole process takes about 3 months until it's ready to be harvested. We're looking for the flower of the plant, not for the leaf that people associate with cannabis. That flower is then cut off, trimmed, dried, and then we cure it. Some of that is extracted, but a lot of it is just sold as the bud that people would see, and then it's shipped around. So as a medical business, we've been going directly to consumers. They order online, we ship it directly to their house. Now, as we're getting ramped up for the recreational market, we're more of a wholesaler.